Hello, everybody. I am back. I took a long break. I'm sorry if anyone actually liked my FM videos. Don't think anyone did. I was beaten up by my friends. I was quite boring. Fair enough. FM isn't the most fun game, but something that is fun, at least for me, and I think people enjoy, is Premier League predictions and predictions in general. So even though it's late, the only match I've seen so far of the Premier League, the only match that's gone on of the Premier League, was Arsenal versus Crystal Palace, which was 2-0 Arsenal. Not something that would sway my vote very much in terms of Premier League predictions. So let's crack straight into it. Straight up, last position. Um, it's got to be Bournemouth. It's got to be AFC Bournemouth. Although now they're signing Marcus Sensei and Neto. If they get these transfers done, they might not be bottom of the table. They could be a bit higher. They could do a bit better. But bottom of the table has got to be Bournemouth right now in the position that I see them in currently. They've spent no money. They have not spent anywhere near the money that they should be spending, especially as a promoted side. You're given money from the Premier League, and they haven't spent it at all. Sensei and Neto can come in, but it'll be after at least the Aston Villa match, which I don't see them being able to win in that situation. Yeah, no way that Bournemouth are able to do that. If they pull that off, I mean, hats off to them. Really quite shocking and great start to the season. But you can't rely on for goals Solanke. I don't think you can lie on the 29-year-old. I forgot what his name was. Kiefer Moore from Bournemouth. You can't rely on players like Jefferson Lerma still around the club. I just don't think it's going to happen, especially with Bournemouth having to play Jefferson Lerma, a defensive midfielder or midfielder at center back. I mean, I don't see it working out very well for them. So for that reason, I have them in last position. In second last position, I have got Brentford. Second season syndrome is going to hit them over the head. Don't think they'll be able to do really much about it. Not many signings. I know they're trying to sign Damsgaard. I know they got Ben Mee. Um, Aaron Hickey, up and coming 20-year-old fullback. But Canos is suspended first off. Christopher Aher is not expected to play. Same with Ethan Pinnock. I think they lose for the first couple of games. I think they won't be able to play. Damsgaard only comes in well after the game against Leicester. And I think Brentford are going to have a poor season. I don't think they have the depth for after the World Cup to have, the 2 to 3 matches a week. And I think they're going to get outnumbered. I think they're going to get beaten. So, my opinion, 19th position. 18th position is a tough one. You've got the likes of Fulham, Nottingham Forest, Everton even. Wolves have a shout at getting relegated. And that's exactly why I think we'll get relegated. Wolves, a team that has, well, not made enough signings, and by that I mean any big signings. I think they've only made one in Nathan Collins, and they've sold a lot of players. The full-on reliance of Hwang Hee-chan, Pedro Neto to perform, I just don't think they'll be able to do it. I think Connor Cody as the center back is a great player, but I don't believe that Kilman or Nathan Collins even is going to be that solid next to him. I think them still having to play Johnny at right back. I don't like Johnny. I never have. I think Nuri's a very promising young left back. I think he'll be snatched up very quickly. Same with Ruben Neves, but I don't see them surviving this year. Um, yeah, that means I have two teams avoiding the drop. First of which is Nottingham Forest, who are going to be 17th position, just barely edging away from the relegation zone. They brought in players like Niakate and Lingard, two very good signings in my opinion. Niakate, a very good centre back from Mainz, I believe it was, or something like that. Musa Niakate is a very, very good player. Jesse Lingard, of course, very well known, prem proven player. And Dean Henderson in goal as well, a very good goalkeeper, makes lots of good saves. The problem I have with Nottingham Forest is their Scholes. Where are the goals coming from? I know they have signed a Awonyi, Taiwo Awonyi, a Nigerian man from, I believe it was a Union Berlin. Yeah, Union Berlin, and I really don't think he'll have a good enough effect. I think they will struggle for goals. They will defend relatively well with Niakate, the likes of Scott McKenna, Dean Henderson. I don't know if they'll play a back four or back five, but they've got Nico Williams. So I think they'll do enough to survive, but not convincingly. I think Nottingham Forest will struggle just a bit in the Premier League this year, but I don't think it will be comfortable. I think they will have to work to stay up. Speaking of working to stay up, 16th position, Fulham. Alexander Mitrovic, big time for him, right? It's his third time, I think, trying out the Premier League, and it needs to be a big success. For me, I really like Tete, Kenny Tete, the Netherlands right back, Dutch right back, probably doesn't play for the Netherlands, but he's Fulham's right back. I really like the signings of Andreas Pereira and João Palhinha. João Palhinha, I think, is a very good signing, and I think Fulham will have a great time with him. There's also Manor Solomon as a new signing as well. Very good player, I think, Shakhtar Donetsk. And Kevin Mbabu at right back, I think that'll do very well. They have Tete, and they have Anthony Robinson on the left, but Kevin Mbabu, I think, has to start over Tete. Maybe Tete even moves up the pitch, plays right wing instead of Cabano, but I think the signing of Mbabu is amazing. And in goal, having the back two of Rodak and Leno, I like both of them. So I think they will just perform well above the expectations of everyone. And I think Mitrovic will finally do well in the Premier League. So that's 17th, 16th. In 15th position, it's going to be Everton. Everton, for me, haven't done enough to have a much better season. Dwight McNeil and Tarkowski both coming in from Burnley. Was good business. I'll say that much. I think Nathan Patterson, a very young fullback, is going to prove himself this year. I think Aaron Gordon has a good chance being able to prove himself. Ruben Vinagre, I just don't think that was a good signing. I think they're currently gonna get Amadou Onana. I think that will be a great signing, and I think that will propel them up. But with Dominic Calvert-Lewin out for as long as he's out, I really do not believe that Everton will be able to go any higher than this. I really don't see where the goals come from. I think Anthony Gordon is young. Anthony Gordon, McNeil, and Gray. Gordon and Gray, I just don't think they'll be able to get the goals for Everton, and I think they'll struggle to score, leading them into 15th position. In 14th position is Leicester. Where to start? Starting Asmir Begovic as goalkeeper should be the only thing I say. Having Fofana close to leaving the club to Chelsea. Now, if that happens, Chelsea get much better, but Leicester City will not be able to fight, really, as much as they've been able to these last couple of years. I think they have not enough squad depth. I think a lot of players are abandoning ship. Schmeichel left for 1 million. Having to start Begovic, probably for the full season, is going to be a problem for them. And I don't see how they're going to come back at it. If they sell Fofana, big 2 weeks of transfer window for them. Very, very important. They need a lot of signings in. They need a lot of signings quick, and they need to be smart. They need to be very, very smart. So yeah, that wraps up 17th, 16th, 15th, 14th, and a couple of teams here you're thinking, will they go that high? 13th, I have Southampton. Southampton have James Ward-Prowse, Adam Armstrong, Che Adams, signed Bazunu. I think what their signings have been young and for the future. And a lot of people are questioning, saying, well, right now, they could be in trouble. But I like the signing very much of Joseph Aribo from Rangers. I think he will perform very well. I really like Kyle Walker-Peters. I think Bednarek, Jan Valery, Salizu, they're all very good players. I think Bazunu in goal was a good signing. A 20-year-old, he's able to play. I think he'll do well. So I think the signings they've made have been good enough, and I really do think they will be able to have a solid season, have a very calm, collected season. I like Musa Ginepo. I like Joseph Aribo. I like Ward Prowse and free kicks. I like Oriol Romeo at CDM. I think they're a very balanced squad, and they won't face as many problems as a lot of people do think they'll face. In 12th position is Leeds. If anyone was wondering, when is he going to put Leeds? When is he going to put Leeds? When is he going to put Leeds? I think people putting Leeds in the relegation battle are, I mean, they're lazy. They haven't looked into it. Leeds have made some killer signings. Leeds have taken the Rafinha money, and they've done amazing things with it. First off, they kept Rodrigo. They have Jack Harrison, and they still have Patrick Bamford. Those three, important, still have them. Could have been sold. First of the signings, Brendan Aronson from the USA. Very good right winger, very young right winger, very futuristic right winger. I'm not sure if he'll start immediately, but from his games at Salzburg, it's a good signing. I think he will do quite well, and I think he'll prove a lot of people wrong. Uh, yeah, I think I like that signing. Keeping on the right side, we've got Rasmus Christensen. Rasmus Christensen is a 25-year-old Danish right back who was brought in as well from Salzburg. Another player who I really, really do like. I think it's just smart business keeping him in, or signing him up, sorry. And I think he will be able to play very well. Speaking of players that are going to play very well, Marc Roca from Bayern Munich. I really, really like this signing for Leeds. I think he will perform, and I think he was a bit he wasn't used at all for Bayern Munich, so I think this is a perfect step in his career. Keeping it going, we got Tyler Adams. Now, this is the best of their signings for sure. Another one from a Red Bull club. This one, Red Bull Leipzig. What a player. I think Adams is going to prove a lot of people wrong. Such a good player. They've got Somerville, who they signed as well, I believe, this year. No, they didn't. Sorry, they didn't do that. Sorry. I think they have another signing that I'm forgetting about here. But yeah, Somerville is an up and coming uh, player. Joe Gelhart as another up and coming young player. Sam Greenwood, another up and coming young player. While keeping the likes of Rodrigo Bamford, Jack Harrison, having Lorente Cox, Stroik, Mesley as their goalkeeper. Mesley's a bit of a icky one, but I think they will do just fine. In 11th position, I've got Crystal Palace. I like Crystal Palace. I really do like Crystal Palace. I think Vieira is a good manager, an overlooked manager. I think their team is very nice. Mark Guehi had a poor performance, but other than that performance last year, a lot of people were praising him. I really like Tyreek Mitchell as a young left back. I think he's a very good player for the future, and he'll play very well. We know how good Wilfried Zaha is. We know how much of a threat Wilfried Zaha is. And their main signing, Czech Dokure. I really love this guy. I think it was a great bit of business. Coming in from Lens, uh, just a guy that I would like to see play more. He seems very, very good. Having Joaquin Anderson in the defense, fantastic against Arsenal despite a 2-0 loss. Having Ebereche Eze, having Olize, having Ayu, not really Ayu, but Oky.Duarte. I think they're going to do wonderful things. I think Jean-Philippe Mateta is a very good player. They've got Malcolm, I don't even know how to say his last name, but a very good young 18-year-old. While keeping likes of Milivojevic in the team, I think they'll do very well. Moving on from 13th, 12th, 11th to 10th. Brighton and Hove Albion. Brighton and Hove Albion have just sold Cucurella to Chelsea. They have got a lot of money for him, so it'll be interesting if they have if they have the time to do signings. But yeah, I like their team. They haven't done too much. Brighton, Danny Welbeck still probably will be starting up front. But yeah, nothing really faults Brighton. I love Potter. I love Levi Colwell's loan. As a Chelsea fan, I love that he went only on loan. Undav coming back. Undav coming back is a very good situation because he was very, very good where he went. He played very, very well. He scored many, many goals, and they're going to rely on him. Shane Duffy leaving the club, Zakiri leaving the club. They had a lot of players leave the club. Ostigard left, Aaron Connolly, Sema. List goes on. Yeah, they had a lot of players leave the club, but they still seem Bisuma. They still seem like a very solid team under a very, very good manager, and I don't see it going wrong for them. I really don't. So yeah, Brighton in 10th. In ninth position, just missing out on. No, no, Missing out on Europe. Missing out on Europe by 2 positions is going to be Aston Villa. Uh, yeah, they're there. Okay, yeah, Aston Villa. I've seen a lot of people put them higher, say that they're going to challenge for Europe. I trust Gerrard not at all. I think Gerrard is a very bad manager. I think he's going to get revealed. I think he'll be sacked. I think he'll be one of the first managers to be sacked. I think it's going to go awfully wrong for them. Emi Martinez, fantastic goalkeeper. Diego Carlos, really, really good player brought in. Kamara, really, really good signing. The likes of Jacob Ramsey and Cameron Archer, young players coming in. Uh, they have the likes of Douglas Luiz, Ollie Watkins, Ami Buendia, Bailey, Coutinho. I don't like that Danny Ings is their striker and main striker. John McGinn is a very good player as their captain. Esri Konsa, I like their team. I do. I think Augustinsson was a poor signing. I think he will not do anything. I don't think he'll play with Cash Digne as the fullbacks. He will not play. Coutinho is a great player, but I think Gerrard's lack of tactical awareness and even managerial experience is going to get absolutely pummeled, and they're not going to do well. Now we move to missing out on Europe. West Ham. West Ham in 8th position. 13th, 12th, 11th, 10th, 9th, 8th. West Ham United. Yeah. A bit of a weird one. I haven't seen many people put West Ham out of the um, Europe spots, but I think this year Newcastle are better than them. I think the signing of Maxwell Cornet that they completed is very good. I think Gianluca Scamacca is very good. Ariola, Alex Kral, um, a lot of no, Kral was last year. A lot of good players came in. Ariola, Scamacca, and Cornet are the ones I can think of. But whilst keeping Rice, but I think they're going to be too focused on their Europa Conference League, I believe it is. I think they're going to be too focused on it, and I don't think they'll be able to perform well enough in the Prem to get back there. But a team that will not be focusing on Europe and only focusing on the Prem is Newcastle, who will finish 7th for a Europa Conference League spot. I feel like 7th is a realistic position for Newcastle. I like the team very much. I like the signing of Sven Botman, Nick Pope, Matt Targett. Uh, yeah, I like those 3 signings. Matt Targett came in on a loan, and they signed him now. Nick Pope in goal is a step up from Martin Dubravka. Sven Botman is a very, very good center back. Matt Targett always seems to do a job at left back, and I think they'll do just fine. I think Newcastle will be able to win games, and I think they will beat teams that they shouldn't beat. I love Bruno Guimaraes. I really like Alan Saint-Maximin, and Callum Wilson always seems to grab a goal. It'll be interesting to see him in comparison with Chris Wood. But yeah, Dan Burn, Kieran Trippier, Matt Targett, and Fabian Schär. Maybe one more centre back would be nice for Newcastle, but the team's looking very, very good. In 6th position, I have Manchester United. I mean, for me, United, they've had a big L of a window. If Chelsea get De Jong, it'll be the biggest L anyone's ever taken. Tyrell Malacia, Ericsson, and Lisandro Martinez. Let's put this in comparison. Chelsea pulled out of a deal for Jules Koundé, apparently. Apparently he was sold, according to the Sevilla guy, for 60 million. It was Tuchel that said he thinks he was too short at 5'10". Lisandro Martinez comes in for about the same price at 5'8". I think he is a liability from corners, and I don't think. I think he's a good player. I think he's a very good defender, but I think set pieces wise, he's going to be a problem, and people are going to attack him. So I'd see him playing maybe even DM for Man United, more like an Edson Alvarez type player, because I just don't see the benefits in playing him in. Ericsson, I like the deal. Not going to talk much about Manchester United. I just don't think they're going to be good enough. In fifth position, everyone's put Chelsea there, but I'm a Chelsea fan, and I'm going to put Arsenal there. I have watched the Arsenal versus Crystal Palace game, and I've seen quite a few flaws from Arsenal. A lot of poor defending goes on. I mean, there was a point where Oky.Duarte had a shot blocked and then was able to walk straight through the defense and then get his shot sent over the bar. I think there was 20 minutes where it was all Crystal Palace. They had the post. Ramsdale was forced into a save from an Oky.Duarte. I mean, clear cut chance header attempt. And I think Arsenal are going to be shaky, and I think they're not going to be consistent. And I think, really think they're going to miss out in the top four again, and they're going to be called bottle jobs again. Now we're going to have Chelsea in fourth. If Wesley Fofana signs, I say third. Without Wesley Fofana or Frankie de Jong, fourth. Fourth for sure for me. As a Chelsea fan, I think we will get top four. Very good window. Overpaid a little bit for Marc Cucurella, but we overpaid because Levi Colwill only leaves on a loan. The signings of Gabriel Slonina and Carney Chukwuemeka for the youth, tremendous. Sterling for only 52.5 million, it ended up being, is unbelievable business for a man that's 28 years old. And in his prime and prem proven. Kalidou Koulibaly for £33 million is an unbelievable deal for Chelsea. He will, I'm telling you now, he will play unbelievably. I think the fact that Armando Broja is going to give a chance. I think Conor Gallagher is going to be given a chance. Alonso leaving the club. Aspie on a new deal. I think Chelsea are going to prove a lot of people wrong. Third place, Tottenham. Harry Kane, Heung-min Son. Unbelievable duo, will continue being an unbelievable duo. But mostly they are third because the signings and Antonio Conte. Antonio Conte has made this team so ready. I think Ryan Sessegnon will do very well this year. And I think Bissouma, Perisic, Longley, Richarlison they overpaid for again, but he will be good for them, I believe. All these very good signings. Fraser Forster as a backup goalkeeper. I think he might even have a stint of games because Hugo Lloris for me, he's getting a bit old. And I don't think he'll be as good as Fraser Forster. He doesn't have the length of Fraser Forster, but better shot stopping for sure. But I think if there's ever a time that they're frustrated with Lloris, they might play Fraser Forster a couple of games. And I think they're just match ready. And that's all I have to say. Second place, you thought for a second, it's Liverpool. I think Liverpool could be even lower. I think really they're interchangeable with Tottenham. Darwin Núñez is a signing. I didn't think he was worth anywhere near the money they spent, 80 million plus 20 million in future fees or add-ons. Liverpool lost Sadio Mane, and I think they put all their eggs in the Darwin Núñez basket. Fabio Carvalho comes in, but I think they'll play him as a bench piece. Jota's injured for, I think, the first game. I don't think it'll click. And I think soon Liverpool are coming to a very bad point in the aging process with Jordan Henderson, Van Dijk, Salah, Thiago Alcantara. Yeah. City in first. Erling Haaland. I mean, they spent way too much money. They have thinned the squad out. Arsenal took Jesus, who was unbelievable for Arsenal. Martinelli was unbelievable for Arsenal, but I just don't think they'll be good enough. Sterling left. Bazunu left. I think they've lost a lot of good players. City's depth will be a problem. They missed out on Marc Cucurella, a player that they really did need, and they sold Zinchenko as the other left back. So I think City will run into a lot of problems. So I think the top three all have a chance to win a league. I think Tottenham have a chance to win a trophy. I think Antonio Conte has a chance to win the trophy. That is my Premier League prediction. Soak it all in. I'll read it one last time, and then I'll say goodbye. 20th place, AFC Bournemouth. 19th place, Brentford. 18th place, Wolverhampton Wanderers. 17th place, Nottingham Forest. 16th place, Fulham. 15th place, Everton. 14th place, Leicester. 13th place, Southampton. 12th, Leeds. 11th, Crystal Palace. 10th, Brighton. 9th, Aston Villa. 8th, West Ham. 7th, Newcastle. 6th, Manchester United. 5th, Arsenal. 4th, Chelsea. 3rd, Tottenham. 2nd, Liverpool. And Man City first. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed these Premier League predictions. If you disagree with anything quite a lot, feel free to comment it. But yeah, those are my Premier League predictions. Peace.